This is a Fox News alert. Hurricane Irma is headed toward Florida and is now expected to turn back into a Category 5 hurricane before it slams into the Sunshine State. Joining us now is Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi. You know, Pam, we're both conservatives. We've seen devastation when things aren't handled right locally, in the case of Katrina. But between Texas and I've got to give props to you and the governor and state and local officials and the White House and FEMA. Everybody seems to be pre-positioned, prepared. The governor has been telling people for days now to evacuate. You have been working with other states to get gas necessary for the people to evacuate. Also, food and supplies have been brought in expeditiously. Tell us what's going on down there. How prepared is the state?
Sean, you know, it's up to God. It's in God's hands now, but I'll tell you what, we could not be more prepared as a state. Governor Scott has been everywhere constantly, and thank goodness people are listening to him. Home Depot, last week, they sold over 335,000 sheets of lumber. So that should tell you that people are listening. They're boarding up their houses. I sat in President Trump's office earlier in the week, and I mean, he cares. He truly cares about our state. Scott Pruitt let us do blended gas. He let up on some of the regulations now for us for 20 days so we can drive the prices of fuel down for our state. I cannot thank FEMA enough. State, local, and federal government, we're seeing it work. It's working well in Florida. You know, and there are so many good corporations, so much good out there, but of course we're always going to have the bad ones. My job, unfortunately, is to have to deal with a lot of the bad. We've received over 7,700 complaints, Sean, just since the emergency order's been issued on price gouging.
I heard this earlier today. Now, we've got to give credit where credit is due. I know the CEO of Home Depot, and he called you early in the week and said, how can I help? What can we do?
He sure did.
JetBlue was giving flights out of Florida for $99, and then other airlines, to their credit, followed suit as well.
That's right.
But you said 7,700. They were selling like cases of water that would normally go for $3, $4, $5 for like 30 and 40, and you have to crack down on them eventually, right?
I do, and I will. And let me tell you, if you are gouging in my state, I'm coming after you. And I will be on the show with you naming these businesses, and I hope Floridians never walk in those stores again. But JetBlue, American, United, Delta, they've all been incredible. Amazon's been working so well with us. Home Depot called me. I said, what do you need? And they are delivering trucks. They were as long as they could. You know what? Pretty much everyone's been amazing for the most part. Of course, we've had some bad actors, and we always will. People, please call my price gouging hotline, 1-866-9-NO-SCAM, so we can help you.
While you did have those, it really is amazing. I mean, at times like this, you see people come together. We saw it in Texas. We're seeing it now in Florida. The warnings have now been going out for days and days. If you're coastal, if you're in southern Florida, get out of the way. Protect your lives, protect your families. But it is nice to see these companies, these corporations, and the government, you know, use the information, satellite technology, meteorology, that information to protect people's lives. So a lot of good so far that we've seen this week, and the coordination, federal, state, local officials, seems to be superb at this point. Do you feel everything is pre-positioned coming in after the storm to help all these Floridians out that are going to need that help?
Oh, I do. And the federal government's been amazing. Governor Scott, again, everything we're pre-positioned, but again, it's in God's hands right now. People have to listen. People still can leave. It's not too late to leave if you haven't yet.
That's important to know. You still have time.
Please leave. Your possessions can be replaced. Your family members, your pets cannot. Leave with your medications. Leave with your prescriptions. Get out of here. It's not too late. The highways are open. If you have to sit in traffic, it's still, you have plenty of time to get out. Get out. If you're going to stay, board up your house and keep plenty of supplies. But you know, Sean, if you're gouging in Florida, we're going to come after you. This is not the time to be taking advantage of our fellow Floridians.
Good for you, Pam. And listen, our thoughts and prayers are with all our friends, our neighbors down in Florida. This is a big one. One of the other great stories I heard, and you told me earlier, that the airlines are also allowing people to bring their pets for free.
They sure are.
I could never leave my pets behind. I know you have a big dog, so.
Yeah,
all right, Pam.
you know my St. Bernard. They've been great. They've waived change fees.
The dog's 300 pounds. I've never seen a dog that big.
Close.
I don't know how you get that. They would take up all of JetBlue itself. It's the biggest dog I've ever seen. All right, Pam, thank you for what you're doing. My best to you and the governor and all the people of Florida.